Hey guys, what is going on? Andrew coming at you. I got 5 predictions for 2024. This is all in good fun. I've noticed I have a knack to kind of see things before they happen. I don't claim to be an expert. I'm just some random guy across the internet, so don't take everything I say as fact. But with that said, we're going to get into it with my 5 predictions. Number one being that in 2024, I believe in just a few months, Bitcoin is going to go over $100,000. I think if you have between $1,000 to $5,000 of money that you could afford to lose, I think investing that into Bitcoin and just not thinking about it, holding it and just not thinking about it is probably one of the most safe, smartest investments you can make in the long term. And yes, people can say I'm stupid and say, oh, you shouldn't do it. There's always this risk. Then I say, don't buy. Don't buy, because there's only 22 million available and someone else will buy it. So that's cool. You don't need to buy it. I'm good with that. But there's enough data, there's enough knowledge. You can take a look at this stuff now and see that, yes, these big time banks, these BlackRock, Citadel, they didn't just like jump in and start these ETFs to lose money. I'm sorry, they didn't. Billionaires don't just get involved when things are breaking and going to lose. They know this is about to take off. So that's my advice there. Going off of that, I just want to say that the craziest thing about 2024 to me is that I think we can all feel something's coming. Something big is coming. So I'm just trying to predict whatever that big thing is. I think 2024 is going to be more insane than any year we've seen prior. And even the years when Trump was president and then we were seeing all this crazy stuff in the media, even that's going to seem normal to compared to what's coming in 2024. So number two is going to be, I believe that Sweden is going to, yes, there's some limited conscription or some limited draft, but I believe a full-blown draft is going to start in 2024. At least drafting all men will have to serve in the military. And possibly being that it's Sweden and it's very 50-50, I would not be shocked if you see some limited conscription for women as well in Sweden. And that's just because, like I said, you can smell it in the air. Something's coming. Sweden has to be prepared. And when you're a smaller country like this, everybody probably should serve in the military. Also, Sweden's still not in NATO. Who knows what's going on with that? I feel like they're not being 110% upfront with us about everything going on behind the scenes there. So yeah, prepare for some type of conscription, some type of draft, just to get people prepared for military service. Okay, this is going to be my third prediction, is that we are moving towards some type of disclosure. I've talked about this before with UAPs and UFOs. We've had this Congress pass legislation. I think by the end of this year, you're going to see the President of the United States of America admit that the government and governments around the world have been in contact with a non-human intelligence, whatever that is. I do believe we are heading towards that. I believe that there's just going to become an overwhelming amount of evidence. I don't have to convince you. I'm just saying, wait, let's see what happens by the end of this year. I have no idea what it is. No clue. I've seen one myself in the air, a UAP. No, it wasn't man-made. No, it didn't follow the natural laws of physics. And I don't think it was ours. Sorry, don't. But so that's my take on that. What do I think it could possibly be? I think we're going to get closer to figuring out something. I think if you look at human history, we always had demons, angels, now, aliens, ghosts, basically just paranormal stuff in general. Throughout history, people have seen things that they can't explain what they are. Could it possibly be that there's another reality around us? Due to string theory, there's the possibility of there being other dimensions. So is it possible that sometimes things are breaking into our dimension? Could something exist in a different dimension where they've cracked some type of technology to come visit us? I know it all sounds crazy, but to me, that seems more logical than us being visited from somewhere else, just simply because they're too frequent sightings. There's so many sightings a year. It just seems insane for these craft to be able to travel such great distances. So yeah, kind of curious, maybe all these stories, maybe things people have seen stuff or claim to see ghosts again. What if it's a part of this phenomenon? That's my take on this. Number 4, I believe this is going to be the year that decides Ukraine. And man, I hope that Ukraine pushes Russia out. It does not feel like that's what's happening right now. Yeah, it doesn't feel like the media is being completely upfront. They've been pretty quiet about Ukraine for a while. What I've been hearing is Ukraine's running out of ammunition, that the Russians are able to they can do whatever the Ukrainians do times 10 because they just have more weapons, they have more money. And yes, the Ukrainians are struggling. And then the other thing is the Ukrainians are kind of running out of soldiers right now. So I hope we can continue to support Ukraine. I'd like to see them win because I think it's a much worse situation for Sweden and a lot of other countries if Ukraine falls and loses. So let's hope, that isn't the case. And then number 5 is that I believe that cyber warfare, cyber attacks, is going to really start to take off, especially in Europe. I believe it's already started, really. Here in Sweden, my payments over the last 2 years, I've tried to pay for stuff using my card, and I've never had a problem with this before, and it's shut down on me 6 times. From what I believe, I already believe that Sweden is going through a bunch of cyber attacks right now, the country that I'm in right now, and they're not being completely upfront about it. I don't think they're being completely upfront about the threat that Sweden faces. Now, I'm not talking necessarily militarily. I'm talking more from the cyber attack side of things and just and financial side of things. I think that if we are heading towards some type of World War III, that's probably what it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like a conventional war. I do think it's going to be more cyber related. And one bonus prediction here is I've been wondering if Russia's playing like 3D chess in the sense that what if, Russia supports Iran, right? But Russia wants the United States to get heavily involved in combat with Iran. We don't want to get involved with Iran because they might have missiles that can hit the United States. But let's say Russia gets us involved. We cannot afford to support Israel, be involved in a war with Iran, and then be supporting Ukraine at the same time. So this benefits Russia in that sense. That I'm wondering if Russia is slowly but surely trying to drag us into a conflict that we don't want to be in. And check this out. If they drag us into a conflict we don't want to be in, well, look at China. Now China can swoop in and attack Taiwan, which China might try to do just through laws like they did with Hong Kong. So there's a possibility. So there might not even be a single shot. So yeah, not the most fun predictions to make, I'll admit. I wish I could be more upbeat about the future in the short term. I do think humanity's moving towards something better as long as we don't destroy ourselves. I really do. I just think the next 5 to 10 years aren't going to be that great economically in the world, and we're going to be facing a lot of threats. And hey, that's just the real deal. We got to figure it out, guys, as people, because we want to leave a better life for our children and our children's children. So I still hope we can do that. But yeah, it's probably not going to be a fun next 5 years. But those are my predictions. Please tell me what you think below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hej då!